What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Progressive Action TV show. I am your host, Tramel Thompson, aka Loyal to the Cause, not loyal to the person. Because that person tend to change while the causes remain the same. That's right. You know, the only people who get threatened by that is the people who don't mean no good by the people. So I'm not worried about that. Tramel gonna stay loyal to the cause to protect the people. With that being said, I want to give a shout out to my brother, Aaron Morrison. I had an issue I've been dealing with for like the past 4 weeks. Wasn't getting rectified. I tried to be diplomatic about it and, try to do things the right way. Because sometimes you got to give things a litmus test. Even in your own department, you got to give things a litmus test to see what's really going on. And it didn't get rectified. So I called Aaron Morrison. He rectified my issue within 20 minutes, got me on the phone with the manager I needed to speak to. I spoke to the manager. I explained the situation. We did the math. Tramel, you're right. We're going to fix this. You're going to be good. Bottom line. Took 3 to 4 weeks for something that could have took 20 minutes. So shout out to my brother Aaron Morrison for rectifying that. I mean, listen, if I'm going through issues in my own department and I have resources, I can imagine with the average person who do not have the resources that I have is going through, right? We need change in all of these departments. I'm not going to be that guy to say this is happening good or this is happening bad or whatever the case is to cover because people you're looking like you're cool with them and things of that nature. I don't care about any of that. I'm here to keep it real for the cause and the people. So if there's a screw up, I'm going to say it's a screw up. If there's something that I don't agree with, I'm going to say that I don't agree with it. I don't care if you're in my department. I don't care what department that you're in. But we're going to do a lot more focusing on RTO because we have a lot of issues over here. And I just went through a 3 to 4 week one without no resolution until I called my boy Aaron Morrison to work it out. Now, with that being said, we have to hold reps accountable to a higher level. And I'm going to explain to you guys in this show exactly why, right? Because like when there's election time, you have a lot of reps saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. The union administration is bad and they this, they that. And then when they get elected, you don't hear that talk or chatter no more. You don't hear that talk or chatter no more. They actually fall in line with the status quo. And like we always say, silence is compliance. They become complicit with all the things that they campaigned against to get elected in. And this has been happening for years. So you actually need people like myself, like Alexander Kemp, like Nuke McLaurin, to come out and say what it is so we could protect the members, protect the integrity of what this union was really built on. Because these reps get in and it's all about themselves. They want to pull the smoke screen and mirror, and I'm going to show you guys a big smoke screen and mirror today. You don't want to miss this. And the truth never gets out. So it's great to have someone like myself and Progressive Action to actually keep the members informed as to what's going on. Now, without further ado, I'm going to put this on the screen real quick. I know you guys heard about the assault bill that they waiting for Governor Hochul to pass, and the union. This screenshot is actually on the union website right now, and they pulled out their political pom-poms and said New York State legislature passes new laws protecting more transit workers from assault. Now let's dive a little deep into this. Let's read to what they got on the website. Both houses of the New York State legislature passed by overwhelming margins legislation that aims to protect more transit workers from assaults. Under the bill, criminals could be charged with second-degree felony assault if they intentionally cause serious injury to workers tasked with the repair or maintenance of bus and subway equipment, including elevators, escalators, and tracks, the collection of fare revenues, the testing, inspection, and troubleshooting of operating equipment and other tasks. The existing felony assault law already covers job titles like train conductor, train operator, bus operator, station agent, and subway cleaner. Now let's analyze that for a second. Okay, it is perfect that more titles are covered. First of all, they should have never have separated us like that in the first place. It should have been MTA workers, period. Right? But the union pulled out their political pom-poms for this particular issue to say, hey, we got more workers covered, right? But the fact is that even with this law in place, right? And this law was put in place for the people in the titles who have the most interaction with the public: cleaners, station agents, bus operators, conductors, train operators, right? We have more interaction with the public than any other title, right? How is that law working for those titles? It's not working at all. You don't hear no union reps say this is BS. It's not working. We need better protections. They not saying anything. They just going along to get along, right? You don't hear nothing from these vice presidents and those departments where those titles fall up under say anything. They are actually championing this law. They not even saying nothing like, yo, we need more protections. This is BS. Nobody's saying what it is except Tremel Thompson and other members of Progressive Action, right? Now, this is where the smoke screen, the mirrors come in, the bait and switch, the tricknology, and all this other type of tricknology they try to play on the members until we expose it right here on Progressive Action. So the union pulled out their political pom-poms and talked about more titles being covered under the assault law that Governor Hochul was supposed to be signing. But why didn't we hear anything about this? Why didn't we hear about Senate Bill S6972, which relates to certain lung disabilities incurred by members of the New York City Transit Authority in certain cases? Now, you see what I have squared off there in red. It says vetoed by governor, right? So the legislative session just ended June 2nd, and this was vetoed by the governor, by Governor Hochul, right? Now, how fast can we forget? This is Local 100. This is all the VPs. This is the top four a few weeks ago pulling out their political pom-poms again, supporting Governor Hochul, welcome her to the Union Hall. And she just vetoed a very important bill set to protect transit workers who may get sick on the job because our workplaces are not healthy. They're not safe, right? Now let's look into the justification of this bill and read what it's about. New York City transit workers perform physically exhausting duties in settings where they are exposed to various environmental conditions that a large majority of laborers do not have to operate in. In these settings, transit workers are frequently exposed to a variety of biological conditions and pollutants that are found in subway tunnels, underground work sites, and on the mass polluted roadways. In fact, in 2005, a scientific research study was funded by a grant from New York State legislator through the New York State Department of Health to the Transport Workers Union Local 100. The study, titled Health Impact of Urban Mass Transportation Work in New York City, was conducted by doctors and researchers from New York Committee for Occupational Safety and Health, the City University of New York, and Mount Sinai School of Medicine. The study concluded that transit workers develop important common diseases and injuries to which their work is likely to be a causal or contributing factor. Such injuries and diseases have been identified by a substantial body of scientific research, including epidemiologic and mechanism-based studies. The major health outcomes of concern are cardiovascular disease, which include hypertension, heart disease, and stroke, lung and bladder cancer, and possibly other cancers, emphysema, and asthma. This bill will provide a necessary presumption for transit workers seeking benefits or making claims of labor-induced medical complications of lung disease. So without a doubt, that scientific study that was done under Roger Toussaint administration proved that we work in hazardous conditions. It's already proven. It's scientifically proven, right? A lot of us, you hear the rumors. Oh, transit workers only last X amount of years once they retire because of these hazardous conditions that we work in. We are not guessing that we work in hazardous conditions. We are not saying without any type of research that we work in hazardous conditions. We're not projecting saying that we work in hazardous conditions. It has been scientifically studied and substantiated that we work in hazardous conditions. And once again, let's look at what Hochul did. Hochul vetoed the bill, something that will hurt our families in the future, something that won't allow our families to get a peace of mind because we don't have the protection on the job that we should have. And like I said, once again, the union is supporting a governor who does not support the workforce. She does not support the workforce. So why are we supporting people who do not support us? Because the union administration is about themselves. They just want to take pictures next to these politicians. They just want to be on video with these politicians. They just want to say that they're happy to be in the same room with these politicians, right? You will not see not one word from Local 100. The same way how they put up their political pom-poms to put up that the Assembly and the Senate passed an assault bill to add extra people, extra titles to the bill. Why aren't they alerting the workers that, Hochul turned her back on us regarding health and safety, right? She literally turned her back on us. You're not going to hear anything from no VP, right? Now, if this was election time, trust me, anybody who wanted to be in office at that time that was against the status quo will be out there saying that this is messed up. The union is not saying anything. They're not holding her accountable. This is a big joke. We need better. This, that, this, that, this, that. None of these reps are going to say anything now. Why? Because they are a part of the status quo. They're not going to hold Utano accountable for not holding Hochul accountable. Why? Because they are a part of the status quo, the go along, get along gang. That's what this is all about. The members is second in all of this. The members is second. Come here. The members is second in all of this. They don't care. These reps don't care about the members anymore. Once they get in, it's about them. And then they try to give us crumbs to sell us to be like, hey, I care for the members and we're doing this, they're not doing anything. This is where the real fights are. The real fights are in Albany. The real fights are against MTA management. We don't want crumbs. We want real fights. We don't want smoke screen and mirror fights to be like, hey, I did more than what the last guy did. The last guy ain't do shit. He ain't do nothing. She ain't do nothing. They didn't do nothing. But we always fall for the smoke screen and mirror. So once again, the union celebrates this about laws protecting more transit workers from assault, but says absolutely nothing about this. But in the meantime, they are doing a whole bunch of this. I need for y'all to stay woke. I need for you guys to pay attention to what's really going on out here, and don't be fooled. And I'm gonna make sure that you guys are not going to be fooled. If you notice, I have not said anything really bad about the union in a while. I was focusing a lot on the MTA, but guess what? I'm back on exposing the union for who they are, and I gave them enough. I gave them enough rope. I gave them enough time to show that they got this change and all this other stuff. Gave enough time. The real game begins. See, this get down to lay down season, and I got the support that I need to make a lot of things happen now. It's going to happen, but it's get down to lay down season. And I'm going to make sure that they do right by us, or they got to get out of the way. Plain and simple. Once again, shout out to my brother, Aaron Morrison, for helping me out with my situation, though. And I need for you guys to share out this show. You know, we got to keep each other informed. We got to keep each other in the know of what's really going on, and we got to say what it is. And if you support the channel, make sure to support the movement, so we can continue to bring you guys some fire shows, continue to expand the brand and bring you guys new technology and all this other stuff, and serve you guys some information on a level you never seen it before. So make sure you donate to the Cash App. The Cash App is Progressive Action 100. You can hit us with stars on the show. You could donate stars to us right now. If you're watching it, you can hit the stars button and donate stars to us. That's greatly appreciated. But remember, no weak links. We are the union. We got to stop being passive aggressive and hold our union reps accountable for what they're not doing, and give them credit for the stuff that they are doing. But with that being said, remember, Tremel is loyal to the cause and not the person, because the person tend to change while the causes remain the same. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.